friend. Hello? Hello? Testing?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Halo.
I'm surrounded by your embrace. So maybe I can see your halo.
You're my bae, Beyonce.
Commander, this is Kilo 2-3.
Oh, right, this is like a rocket launcher thing, right?
Roger that, Hocus. Get out of there.
Yes, it's so funny. Like, I think what they did, which I think is really smart. I'm pretty sure I remember like 2 different shoes, one for the company and one for the design.
This bitch.
You could very much like kind of tell the distinction because like all the UNSC weapons are kind of like make some sort of sense in terms of basic technology, kind of like stand at least somewhat.
Yeah, they're kind of realistic.
Yeah, you know, I think nothing's more evident than that than Spartan laser and plasma rifle.
Yeah.
Like one is a laser weapon built on like how kind of lasers work.
IRL.
Yeah, and one is kind of like a Star Wars style, like.
Bleh, bleh, bleh. It's got matter, but it's light, but it's not, because it's plasma.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
What a world!
The actual implementation for a plasma weapon is actually terrifying.
In real life. Like if it were a true...
Well, no, like the real ones we have, like on battleships.
Oh, yeah.
That literally just point at a like plane or a drone, and then they fry the engines, and the thing crashes. And it's like, well, oh, you won, but then you didn't.
I won the battle, but I lost the war. Oh no.
Commander, this is Kilo 2-3. Lost my
I'm just
wingman
obsessed
and
with
our
watching
only
that
haul.
video of like
Over.
the demonstration
Roger that,
of
Hocus. Get out of
laser
there.
laser that you have to literally just like you turn it on, you turn it on, and then it's just falls out of the sky.
Yeah.
It just looks like a fucking spotlight. Like it doesn't look cool at all.
Real life applications are far more lame.
Yeah. Except for the Snoop group.
Get in here, bud. What are you... What are you doing? Sir? Hello? Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. That's my job. I'm sorry I said high precedent. I'm literally engineered. I'm built different.
Have you ever seen that video of the Snoop group?
I think so.
Like the plane? It's like, had a
Oh, yeah.
The Snoop group?
The Snoop droop. Oh my gosh. What about a Snoop on that?
Part of me thought you were going to start trying to take it down and do like...
Just full, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fuck you!
See, but honestly, that is the kind of thing that I would expect humanity in like 500 years to have. Like guns that shoot bullets that reach escape velocity. It's like,
I think we could
yeah,
in
like,
500 years.
Like the history of guns is making a bullet that goes faster progressively.
More and more so.
Yeah.
Man, what the ticket is always going to be the power requirement, and that's what's terrifying. Like, do we have nuclear powered guns?
Well, like, and then the other big ticket is the material used.
Yeah, is it strong enough? Which it'd be
like
probably a tungsten bullet.
Like, is it strong enough? But also, is it
rod?
Like, is it light enough? And that's the perfect balance you have to need with that. Because like most like hard sci-fi I've read, the way like they explain like future developments is like they developed an alloy that's like, you know, super dense but also super light.
Yeah.
At the same time, like it has like pockets of air or something in it, so it like can just go and survive. Like has a high melting point at the same time, so you can go at like Mach 10, but like not.
But not be so expensive to shoot one that it's unnecessary. I feel like tungsten is the toughest thing we've got right now, outside of like going into like carbon microfiber type craziness, which
is my favorite sci-fi buzzword of like the 2000s era.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber.
You know what
Get to the
You know what I
first tower.
could see?
Shut it down.
Maybe we don't care how much it weighs. We just make the gun bigger because we'll have like exoskeletons and drones that do it for us.
Heads up, Banshee!
Banshee
Probably
where?
not. It's at the point where I don't know how much longer man combat is going to be.
Yeah. I, for one, welcome the day that we just have robot gladiator matches.
We literally just have like video game matches with robots to like see who wins conflict.
They've already got like I don't know if it's a studies thing or if we're just like doing it as a test thing, but I'm pretty sure it's been low-key confirmed that like video gamers are actually great at being drone pilots.
And the elites have touched down at number
Yeah.
2.
And I love that thought. Terrifying, but I love that thought. I know gamer logic, and that's concerning, but if you enforce, like, here's the rules of warfare, my guy, don't break them. On top of, you know, military drilling. Just that in and of itself should help mitigate that a little bit.
Well, it's funny, I love
I want your shot. You're walking from here, buddy.
the one thing I remember is just like genuinely it's one of those we sure do live in a society things that were just like those little like drones that deliver boxes. Like one of the things they didn't catch on is because they found out they are not AI.
Oh no.
They are piloted by workers making cents an hour in like a third world country.
Yeah.
And it was like,
You know what's gonna be real weird to think about is like when we get an off-world thing. Are we gonna get to a point where we start extracting resources from like Mars? We can't really do remote work all that well from Mars. Not realistically. In one sense. So that would probably get overtaken by like AI. But we could effectively do manufacturing if we made the process big enough and had enough trips going back and forth. And that's weird to think about, especially if Earth got to a point where they're like, okay guys, this ain't doing it no more. That's an interesting thought experiment.
yeah, there are things that some of us work a lot with AI. It's like, I genuinely don't know how they'll ever be replaced by AI. It's just like certain aspects of work just can't. It's like the biggest thing for me, I go it's one of the kind of hardest to replace with AI is like the hiring process.
Yeah.
And it's like that, you just, there is no current, until we can like give AI a sense of like,
Purpose.
both of like ethics and like judge of character. There's like
Yeah.
no way we can automate that.
Yeah, that's the like people and people resources thing. But I do see their gotcha, bitch. Didn't even dodge. I'm gonna die if I don't. I think that's something where drone piloting I could see being done by AI, and then you just have some dude overhead that says, "Hey, not that." That's something because that's a little bit less
Yeah, that's
personable.
very doable.
Sadly.
Yeah, I think the like eventually like delivery drones and stuff. Like that is I think one of the easiest things to do, especially because like a lot of those delivery drones are like very small, and so like the biggest mess ups you could have potentially are like they drop
Oh
something.
no, my box.
Which like
If it's an expensive box, then
Yeah.
it's like, oh no.
yeah,
Send
but
another
again,
one. Some company pays another company a fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, that happens all the time for people who are trying to be like, oh, my PC showed up in fucking smithereens because someone chucked it in the back of the van.
Oh, one of the things that I think is hilarious is like when someone's like degree or iPad shows up in the mailbox folded in half.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh no. Oh no, bro.
I've seen a lot of records.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
The LPs just like folded in half. Like I saw one pulled in 3 parts that would fit in the mailbox.
Screw bastard. Oh.
You ever see? I have no idea if this is fake or not, because I no longer believe the fairy tale that is life. But did you ever see like the mailbox and it's like there's a package that perfectly fit in all dimensions inside?
Oh,
And
yes,
it's like,
yes.
and then another.
And then the
TikTok
other
of
guy,
a guy delivering.
he's
the
like,
package.
hey, check this out. It's on. Oh my God! Speaking of awesome,
Oh my! Is that yep, that's an ODST.
no.
That's why everyone loves the ODST because they're fucking badass.
yeah, but he like the fucking jump off, hop right back on as it's flipping.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's some Halo book bullshit. That's some shit they get up to in the universe.
This turret, fucking not.
That's like the. See, that would be like the one thing that I think actually like the drinking game in Halo of like take a drink every time you get killed by a grunt.
Yeah.
That vehicles and turrets would be the part that would make that actually somewhat interesting from time to time, because like that's still a grunt that killed you.
Yeah.
Like a normal ass grunt is very not likely to kill you if you're like not on like legendary. But a grunt with a big fucking gun. Or I guess a grunt with a fuel rod also.
That's also true. Yeah.
And a rocket launcher.
You spoke so highly of them. I gave him every opportunity, and look where he ended up, in my back.
You're kind of acting like you had a warthog gun on you, he just has an assault rifle.
It's a grunt in a turret! He has an assault rifle. I expected better of him. He's got the moves, but he ain't got the, like, the skill. He ain't got the KD ratio. There we go.
Look, old Wild Flips Charlie, ODST 575 or whatever, was great at the gymnastics part, but he always had an F in firing range.
He is the caboose of shooting. There we go. Thank you. Good job, Jim.
Jim Wild Flips will be remembered.
Hello? I didn't know I could climb trees. This is great. Hold on. Oh, I can't jump again, though.
Yeah, Skyrim horse this.
Boo. But
I saw...
you have to go. Wait.
Well...
Nope. Apparently I wasn't low enough.
Hubris. You ever seen the YouTube I feel like this like piece of bread.
This guy's toast.
Anyway.
Oh, the explained with food type guy? Is that?
No. Damn it. There's a lot of Skyrim mod old shenanigans.
I think we're talking about this one.
Oh, then maybe he does also. But he did. I saw recently like highlights from the screen where Skyrim mod, every time you hit, it gives you a random weapon from the game.
That sounds like stuff he does.
He was trying to speed run the Dark Brotherhood. The hitboxes on this hill are really doing something.
He can crouch on anything. Oh my god. Oh wait.
Oh, we completely forgot.
Right. That's why. It's not the game, it's the skull.
It's the cheats we have on.
What's it been, a week?
Yeah.
I guess I'll use what they gave me. Die, bitch. Thank you. Your turn. Ow. Oh.
Yeah, like a real pulsated laser blast is genuinely terrifying to like let that power build up and then it's like you can like theoretically if this is a power just like pop a person.
Like that.
Yeah.
You've got to offline that tower.
Like again, like in real life, laser weapons would probably like at their max potential would actually incur quite a bit of
that tower.
blood.
Take it down.
Yeah, as opposed to like the Star Wars thing of like cauterize, we would just boil it over.
I mean, if it boils and turns to gas.
Yeah, I mean like it would like parts of it would be like cool, parts of the lasers would still just like
True. It depends on how efficient our lasers are.
Yeah.
If it's just like, all right, I'm shooting a heat gun at you, versus, no, this is surface deep. I don't think that's surface deep yet.
God, yeah. Because I just sometimes think about it like real laser weapons would just be so horrifying. Because you just imagine like a sniper with a laser weapon is literally just there is now like if it's like middle of the day desert and someone's shooting like a laser weapon into a crowd of people, just suddenly like people lose arms and they don't know why because you can't see it.
Useless. That has a timer on it. Oh, okay. I'm like out of all the ammo.
This old shit.
Why I know dual?
Oh, they took away dual wielding needlers because it like broke the multiplayer, I think.
Perimeter secure. Get inside that tower.
Boo.
Stick together. Check your corner.
Not only is it a needler.
You think spacefaring monkeys would have invented the shower too?
Oh. Excuse me, coming through. Just don't mind me.
Sir, he's one of ours.
Look, no one else was picking that up. Like you can't blame me for it. And now I have a weapon.
I need a weapon.
Yo. Ooh, actually, give me these. Shoot, what are we quoting? ABBA? Is that it?
Probably.
I think it's ABBA.
I recently walked into our
Devin? Abby?
and
Spoke to the other.
yeah.
Where are we going with this, Marcus?
She didn't know. She apparently did not know that Mamma Mia was A, a jukebox musical, and B, that, well, like, because of that fact, did not realize that, it was released in the 2000s.
Yeah, it's older.
No, she thought it was released in the 80s. When
Oh,
the songs came
no,
out.
that's even funnier.
Like, when those ABBA songs were released, she thought, like, they were made for the...
It's like, no, that's not,
Very fun moment. It's like when I informed one of my other friends that New York, the state,
On the double.
and city are in the same place.
yeah. And it's not a DC versus Washington State thing. Smack. Hello. How are the rest of these guys gonna do this? Is this like a me thing? Are they even following me? Did they die? Did I lose them all? Oh my god, they're all dead.
Everybody's dead, Jim. I just mixed up two sci-fi books, two very different sci-fi franchises. Because he's dead, Jim.
Yep.
Thing. Everybody's dead is a red dwarf. Everybody's dead, Dave. They're all dead. Everyone.
Everybody's dead, Jim. Game over. Game over.
Just have another one in there.
Throw it in.
Someone get
Yeah, woo.
Oh man, I would love to see like a UNSC propaganda thing where it's like, killing grunts isn't even like a sin because they enjoy it. Listen to this audio.
Existence is pain for a me grunts.
We crave death.
Grunt seeks? I don't know what's funnier. I think grunt seeks works better.
It's like the ongoing like leadership, like a year into joining the government. Oh well, don't look at me. He roped me into this. Oh well, don't look at me. He roped me into.
Well, he roped me into this. That was very disappointing. That just the little. There's a window there, I bet. Yep.
Glass.
Genius.
For a split second, I thought you shot that guy and he exploded into green mist.
You know, sometimes you gotta make their blood boil.
I love how they still use kind of the standard slap sound.
Yeah.
Oh no! He got shot by his friend. Oh, overshield. Basically, a temporary invincibility thing when he does that.
But I have more grenades. Oh.
Oh, right at the last second. The shield blocked it.
I have glass, you bitch. That's not even the point anymore. You're telling me these guys made weapons that can go through glass. And the Forerunners couldn't figure out glass.
Yeah, the most like barbaristic society. In
They
the
have to
universe.
reinvent all of society like every couple of decades
Yeah.
because they keep killing each other. I've made a weapon that goes through glass without breaking said glass.
Yeah.
And the Forerunners can't make glass.
I do genuinely wonder, like, I feel like he is kind of,
Disgusting.
not to compare everything in my life to Minecraft, it's a thing
Yeah.
I find myself doing often. I do wonder if it is one of those things, like, yeah, they button restart a lot. Like, it doesn't take them the same amount of time as it originally took them to get to, like, nuclear level every time. Because, like, and I just wonder, it's like, is that like when you first start playing Minecraft versus, like, when you're really good at it and you know all the...
Okay, I gotta chop down 3 trees and I can have exactly this much for a chest in, like a crafting table, and yeah.
speed run getting back on, like, technological advancement.
Just the whole, check it out, boys, look what I got here, diamond ore. Please die.
How about this guy? Yeah, this guy specifically. Okay, this room is very memorable. This guy's just like,
Fuck you.
so much health for some reason.
You dick.
He just did like a boom, boom,
He just
boom,
did a
boom.
full-on rabbit frog jump around thing.
I was listening to a person talk
Chief,
about their D&D
find the tower
character
controls
they're
and
making for a
shut it
one-shot.
down.
Yeah.
And he's like, kids at home, don't do what I've done. He
Don't
took
do it.
like 3 levels in 5 classes.
Oh no. Just to get to like, alright, I am now this subclass. It happened, it's official, I did the thing. Can you tell I did the thing?
Yeah, like he's level 20,
Yeah.
and so but that 20th level is made up of like like a few levels in basically every class. Because he said like, what I did is I just was like, what
Good work,
can you
Chief.
do to
That's
make a
one.
character that can
The Arbiter
deal
should be
as
just
much
about-
damage
that's
in
2.
one turn
It's all up to
as
Johnson's
humanly
team now.
no.
possible, and that's
Get
what
back
he
outside,
made.
Chief. Wait for transport.
And he has his
Johnson,
initiative
come in, over.
bonus.
Mhm.
He's higher than his armor class.
Reinforcements, man. Pinned down.
He has an armor class
I'm on
of
my way.
16 and a plus
Negative. Fire to
17 to initiative.
Everyone
So
fall
he's
back.
like, I'm just gonna
Sergeant
get in
Major.
there and end it before it
Johnson,
starts.
can you hear me?
One Punch Man.
Yeah. One Punch Rabbit
We need to
too.
link up with
Oh,
the
no.
Arbiter.
Like he did not
Proceed
make it.
directly to the
He's
third
like
tower.
his
Make your
character
way back to
Rabbit
the
Folk
beach.
because he wanted to have a fun, cute Rabbit Folk.
Yeah.
He did it because that was part of his calculation for the character that does the most damage in one turn.
That's like when you're playing, what is it, Tabaxi, just so that you can make the fastest character on Earth. Nice.
It was just like, so he did have a lot of interesting things to say though about like how he talked about how he genuinely loves to make the mechanics first because then that gives you a lot more inspiration sometimes for like
I
what
agree.
your character does. Like, okay, well these are their stats. What does that mean for this person? Like,
Yeah, how did he get here? No, that's very much what I have for my character, that slightly homebrewed in that they can use a two-hander as a hexblade weapon.
Right.
And the fact that he's cleric, warlock, fighter hybrid thing, where it's like he buffs, but also he slaps. And does he heal? Well, technically he can, but realistically he tries not to. Like, he goes Arcana and makes spell scrolls because he has the cash to do it.
I know it's a running joke. I haven't seen Critical Role all the way through, but I know it's a running joke in Camping too. Is there
Get in,
cleric.
sir.
Like never clericked?
Never.
Like-
Sorry, say that again.
Their cleric never healed anyone.
Oh,
Jesters
but
never
yeah.
healed a single person.
No, that's a good point.
So like I think it was like Sam who kept like calling her out on it. It's like, if only we had a cleric.
Oh gosh, guys, I don't know. Jester's accent is difficult in a good way.
It's like a vague,
Very
Eastern
memorable.
European,
Yeah.
like, somewhere around there.
You guys.
Because like somewhere in my mind, in between like Eastern European and like Middle Eastern, weirdly enough, it's like this weird.
We're on the right way. Deactivate final barrier tower. I'm assuming I got the right way. Because this was one tower.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I'm not crazy. Get out of my way, mongoose.
Yeah, like God, I didn't even realize how much like, because I don't think I've ever played them this close together games.
Oh my god, our boy. Get in.
Shotgun.
That's not a shot.
That's
not a
not-
shotgun.
That's not even close.
I didn't
AKA.
even realize how close this level is to that the exact one it's homaging from Halo 1. Like the big like coast area with like multiple buildings you have to go to. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the same fucking. Oh yes, you need to. This is the thing that makes it unique and blue.
Whoa, whoa.
Sir, got a flight of birds that need an escort. Take the Hornet.
Oh.
Get those
They
pelicans
fly now?
safely to the third tower.
They fly now. A hornet.
Give me the wheel. Give me
No.
your rein.
I will. Da-na-na-na, oh, cutscene. Oh, active cutscene.
It was just a title.
Title card. See, I feel like these should be lasers.
Yeah.
We have the technology.
We've heard that one. That does make far more sense for like space.
Space crouch. Is it just really slow? Oh, it is. Okay. I was like, uh-oh. Oh no. Our hornet.
Oh yeah, I think
It's
the one.
broken.
Yeah, there's the one reason to have this game. Like, I think this is one of the main reasons they're running this section.
Squish.
With the Hornets is that it is very unclear when the Hornet is about to like just blow up and then die. Compared to that culminator. It becomes very clear. Like, as it's
You
like,
don't get any visual indicator. Oh no, my hornet, it's broken. Rocket, yeah, right. Oh, excellent. If I hit one of these, it's totally playing. That's how this works. It's- I'm assuming it's not. Is that our guy? That's not. Touche. I'm like, it's not highlighting red, and that's what made me nervous. I was like, oh no, have I done a bad? I don't know how I feel about this ship design. It's very weird,
Objective in sight, Commander.
but like, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it has a low, front profile for dogfight
Clear an LT,
purposes.
then
Yeah.
get inside the tower.
it's like something they were tasked with meshing those transport the aircraft we actually have,
Yeah.
like a fighter jet. Make me something that does both.
How fast does this go, like, forward then?
It's like just like
Or just visually, you mean?
Yeah. Like something that has like the big propeller look from those actual like, helicopter plane things.
Yeah, the Chinooks,
Yeah.
where it's the two propellers. Yeah. This feels very choppery. You just have jet engines instead.
Like a chopper, but less people inside.
Yeah. Like, I'm shooting at all the things, and I'm hoping they blow up with some of the rockets that are coming out.
Yeah, I think like the other position I think is like,
Oh, there's
this feels far less engaging than other ways. The combat, like from before, like you're just kind of like hovering there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This doesn't feel very maneuverable.
Yeah. Like you're gonna have like the Banshee feels so much better. I think is the biggest thing I have. That's such a.
I think it's a sense of speed is the ticket. Like, this would be great for a police officer or a newscaster minus the guns. This is an active combat thing for get out quick. Does not feel like this should be a patrol craft, not an assault craft almost.
And that's the other thing where I always wonder where their priorities lie. Because in multiplayer, everyone jumps towards those things. Because
Just
you have
ASAP.
two friends on either side with the guns, and you just
Yeah.
become a floating death machine.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
that makes sense. Because in like a multiplayer match, I would say that's more like a policing thing rather than a
Yeah.
I'm going in to fucking storm the castle. No. I meant the melee, but you know what? Grenades are cool. Sorry, I mix you up some guy. I'm not racist, I swear. I have elite friends.
He's right here. He can vouch.
Look, he's right there. I call him Arby. God.
I keep forgetting.
I know, right? Oh, hey.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my god, no wonder I flew up here. It was totally intended.
Okay, I forgot to look up the terminal also. I don't remember any references to the Didac in the anniversary collection. The Didac seems to have come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I went before, but I could also never found this terminal and not knowing.
That's a good point. I don't feel like they would go in and add it after the fact. Because they didn't, like, remaster this per se, right?
Yeah, no, it's like basically they just ported it to PC.
Let's enjoy.
Yeah.
Let's have
and also
ourselves
the
a
fact
look.
that the other ones that were added in
Mm-hmm.
were like cutscenes, and this one is like text. Feels like it was text when it was originally released.
Follow-up report from Primary Pioneer Group hereafter is 173 hours delinquent. Report post-landfall seemed most promising. A planet capable of supporting life located within the near border region of the... Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Good to go.
I win. I saw it.
Files.
Through the Matrix.
This is what coding and hacking look like. If anyone were curious.
Yeah, he's in comp-sci, he knows.
Yeah.
Begin fragment 6/7. Recorded verbatim and interpreted post-cataclysm. Wow, I didn't know they played WoW. L. My work is done. The portal is inactive, and I've begun the burial measures. Soon, There will be nothing but sand and rock and normal ferrite signatures. You should see the mountain that watches over it. A beautiful thing. A snow-capped sentinel. That's where I will spend what time there is left for me. Oh, page up, there you go. Did I tell you I built a garden? The earth is so rich. Seed falls, and as tree sprouts or a flower blooms, there's so much potential. We knew this is a special place because of them, but unless you've been here, you can't know. It's Eden. I have to stop transmitting. The thing is listening. It's thinking dead. Are babbling, laughing through every channel they can find. Be proud. The mind claims victory, yet it still doesn't suspect. You've outwitted it, my love, and now you can destroy it. But you cannot save me, Fragment Ends.
This sounds like it's talking about the there's a whole like the few terminals we found sound like it's recounting the because the foreigners built an AI to to beat the flood, but then the flood corrupted it, and it turned on them, and started working for the flood. And so I think that's what they're talking about, like the mind doesn't know that you've outwitted it. It could also be just talking about the great one itself.
Hello, sir? Please be our friend. No. Someone shooting in the back, please. I've got it distracted. You dead yet?
I must kill it, please. So I saw a comedy thing with Friendly Mulligan recently where he just like they were doing trying to make each other laugh thing, and he just like started spouting out like sign up now.
Just the full
It's like a weird version like we must kill the beast.
parody
We
thing.
will give you this free playtime if you do. Just like, it was like the hand shotgun.
The weirdest pistol I've ever seen.
Yeah. There's a weapon in Halo looks like this, but it does not behave like it at all. It took
But
me a
it
long
sucks.
time to- No, it's very good. It's just not a shotgun. It's a revolver, which I didn't realize when I first picked it up. Because I thought it was this thing, so I started trying to treat it like a shotgun, and it wasn't working. I was like, this thing sucks now. It's like, oh, it's like
It's a new.
You're more supposed to go for headshots with that thing than like this thing, which is just a shotgun.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Go, Spartan.
Oh, what's his new
We have
name?
no time to waste.
You're supposed to Jesse McCree it, but it's Cole Cassidy it now.
Yeah.
That I think is weird. Like I kind of get it, but given that like they have cinematics that are like Jesse McCree, I'm like this. Now it's just weird. Like it couldn't have just been like an alias thing, or you could have just left the name McCree and changed the first name, or I don't know. It.
Wait,
Oh, Blizzard renamed McCree to Cole Cassidy now. He has a new name.
Did you see Jesse Cox's reaction video to the final cutscene of the most recent?
Oh yes.
Expansion.
Yeah. He's just like I like where this is going. Oh, it's done now. Oh.
I like when he goes back to like the deactivated whatever fucking like jailer, and he's like, "This is how I feel. I'm just so tired
Yeah.
of the way Blizzard makes
I
stories."
can't keep getting away with it.
It's like everything I do is because of this other horrible thing that's on its way.
Yeah.
And then it's God that. Yeah. I don't want that recorded.
What?
What I was about to say is documented to use
Hit the
against me
switch,
in
Chief,
further
and the
cases.
barrier will fall.
Use it. Use it all. This thing. Hello. Oh. Interesting.
He was using that like a rifle because he's a brute, and he's just like, huh?
A push button. I did it, Cortana. Coming for you, damn it.
Now, Prophet, your end has come.
No, your end has come.
My journey. By the gods, brace for impact!
Just the fucking.
No, you reverse Uno. Our window.
See?
It's broken.
See? All their windows can stand up to anything that can shoot at it. But the one thing they're supposed to keep out the flood, just read right through them.
Well, thank God I picked this up.
Right?
210.
Yeah. I'm glad you noticed that. I was
Yeah.
wondering.
No, I totally saw it. Yay.
It's also good you picked this.
Is this supposed to be a run thing? Am I supposed to be running, or should I kill these all?
You can like run or kill them all.
Do what I want.
This matters. Like, it was not gonna penalize you if you don't murder from here.
Too bad you guys didn't use the elevator. What? Hello?
Shipmaster, what's your status?
Where? Oh,
Significant
you
damage.
alright there,
Really
bud?
doesn't know how
Here.
to handle this.
Where you going, bud?
Move to a safe distance.
Here, come here.
Stay away from the flood.
Let me talk about impossible. Let me fly after him.
Of all the active installations. Priority, we must contain this outbreak before. First, we stop truth. Then we kill the flood.
Again, it's one of those things. Hey, look, fruit. Look. One of those like lore and fruit things where it's just like theoretically, you've got the hands on something shotgun, guys. In terms of actual lore, your elite friends should be having a far better heavy than you have with your fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
Like just melting them with their plasma rifles, but gameplay is not how it works. The shotguns and zombies are cooler, which I agree. I can definitely respect that.
We have reached that level of acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Assess the damage to the armor.
Oh, do I get to write the cool one now?
The top of these hills are
Nope.
no higher.
No,
Cannot
the armor-
Fly through. Don't leave me.
I legitimately can't remember how that goes if you're a multiplayer.
Oh, where Arbiter just like F's to the into that one.
Like obviously that would.
Shipmaster's
It
carrier
would
is
be
out
a
of
great
commission.
little like, gimmick if
I
they
need you
legitimately
to
had
take
like
down truth.
side
Flood's
quest
just going to put
missions
pressure on him and
that
accelerate
you
his
played in
plans.
parallel if you were on
Punch
like
through the cliffs.
multiplayer.
Get
like,
inside that
You
Really
Lego
Xbox
Star
One.
Wars it
Yeah.
in the modern era.
What was I thinking kind of that? Oh, fucking
no.
Of all things, Dead Space 3 kind of had that sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Dead Space 3 was really the only one that had co-op of the Dead Spaces.
Yeah. Like I dislike a lot about Dead Space. The story parts.
Excuse you? Excuse you, sir. Yeah, you better act as the mediator. That bitch shot me. What a dick.
Like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. You
Hold
just
on, I
shoot
gotta
this
break it.
part?
I gotta break this up. Hold on a second.
Chief, he's just a kid. He knows not what he does.
He does not mean to offend you, sir.
I'm not too big a fan of like the boys.
Citadel in sight.
Oh, like the show The Boys?
Yeah.
Mobilizing everything they've
But
got.
I do think there are some times where like it is good sometimes with like legitimate horror with like the character of Homelander. And I always imagine, because I always kind of imagine that's how a lot of people feel when they're around Spartans in like the Halo universe. It's like if this guy decides he wants to fuck me up,
I'm
there's
gone.
literally nothing I can do against it.
Yeah.
Like I'd be dead. And like in the books, that happens a lot. Spartans just snap and like murder entire platoons.
Because they did not have an easy go of it.
No, they
per
have
se.
basically Homelander's upbringing.
Yeah.
Like the exact same level of like parental intimacy, which is to say, they didn't.
I can't.
Right?
That'll work. I love World of Tanks.
Was it? If so, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Because if they stacked them so close together.
It's getting a little narrow for comfort.
Hornets inbound.
Yep.
You know what? Like it happens so often in like sci-fi and stuff. Yep. Wow, they really are just back to back, huh?
I heard the Hornets inbound and I went,
You don't have to use them too long. You'll see why very soon.
yeah.
Think of these as fancy elevators for this encounter.
Oh. Come on, buddy.
Yep.
I count 2 scarabs. Repeat, 2 scarabs.
The Hornets are basically exclusively here so you can go land on the scarabs and deal with them the easy way.
You know, hopefully these guys won't get too mad if I just, Alright, boys. I thought there was somebody that was gonna be here, and I was like, man, I can't wait to just fall on the dude and just...
Oh, you mean?
Did it fall on it?
Sheriff's down.
I didn't think there'd be an AoE up there, not gonna lie. That's on me.
I mean, I think it's in case you're still on the
Yeah.
close up, but you shouldn't. I did see, I think you're one of the biggest one just the left off screen.
But how?
I think the guy on the
He
side
just
was
fucking...
like,
Oh shit.
Scarabs.
I want another guy. I'm greedy. Get it. Get in my Hornet.
we like what we got going with zombies.
You're telling me you don't want to fly above the scarab and watch me jump out and save the day. Alright, there's 3, myself 4, and a pelican. I don't think he continues flying. Noted. Excuse you, sir. That was a smooth jump. That guy knew what was happening. He was like, "Oh shit."
Hang on.
Uh,
I'm not sure. Well, if we do have a second go of this, I want you to look at the places on the ground where the scarabs land. I think they looked like that before they had.
oh, I think you're right. Maybe this is rotating at the same pace that this very maneuverable, you know, anti-personnel chopper is doing. I think it turned faster than I did.
Hey, look, people always wonder that what's the point of like a leg being long? That's kind of it. Turn giant.
I've seen Star Wars. You're lying to me.
You designed them well and not the Empire.
Yeah. If you give them joints, that's the tidbit.
It's not the place. Yeah, I don't know why I always think that is too. It's not.
It's in this part. I did a running jump. You saw it. We all saw it.
Based on the numbers they give you in the books, then I'd not be shocked.
Okay, the other scarab has it out for me.
Sheriff's down. All units. concentrate
Seriously.
your fire on
Damn.
Hornets.
No, again, it's like that moment in the books where the Covenant flew an entire ship onto one Spartan fucking up their shit. And it was like, nope. Like the whole capital ship, they just suicide bombed it. It did work. It would have been better like
Imagine if it did.
Yeah.
And then they just go, what? What do you mean it didn't work? Pretend it's a running jump.
oh, you definitely
Oh no. It moved. Oh no, my back.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
It definitely was there.
Oh,
Can I get squished by it?
Up inside it.
This is how you infiltrate, guys. We're going in this one. Get in.
Oh man, that'd be even funny. Like, how inspecting the scarab. Like after that scarab lands, they're like inspecting. They're like, there's a hole in the bottom,
What?
and there's a Spartan in it.
There's a Spartan in our hole. In our hold hole. Sorry, coming through. Pardon, excuse me. Excuse me? What?
But just the shield thing as soon as you land.
Oh. I'm like, who? Just out of nowhere, Marcus in the corner. Ah, bitches. It was almost like the French announcer from SpongeBob, like, ah, the sea, ah,
First scarab's down.
bitches.
All units,
I know fucked up.
concentrate your fire on
Yeah.
Fucked up.
I know, I ain't a smart man, but I know when I sees it. I don't think I can make this jump. It might have been. If I... Okay. I know realistically, weak points would always be in the same spot.
Yeah.
But if I were in charge of the company, I'd put it in different spots each time, just to mess with people.
I do wonder because like it is kind of it's always been weird to me. There's so many like you've seen
Get out of there! No! Jeff!
Both scarabs
so
down.
there are like a
Well
bunch
done.
of places that seem like
Marines,
that's where the
kill the
engine should be
stragglers.
on the scarab, but like there's nothing there. And
Yeah.
I do wonder if like originally that was part of the plan was to have like it like be randomized per scarab, but then like,
Right? It does feel that way. That would be really cool. That'd be entertaining.
yeah, it's like kind of adds
Chief,
a little bit more of like
Spartans found the way into
actually
the
having to explore.
The flood scales the signal's far wall. Activate this bridge oracle.
Yeah, come on, Ori.
Tough will die by might.
Get on it, 343.
Calamity! If
Hooray.
only we had more time!
Oh, my bumper!
Your time. Oh.
Are you... That's not even a... Oh no, I can't... If they just said no.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they said vehicles no. Like in the
So
code.
bad. Yeah. What about hubris? Oh!
Activate this bridge oracle. Tough will die by might.
Just the cutscenes.
Just straight up Cortana being like, hey!
It's like, Chief, oh fuck. He's dead.
Yeah, that's a nope.
Gotta feather the bridge.
Aha! No.
Faithful.
Firmly grasp.
Firm. Though our enemies crowd around us, we tread the blessed.
I think I'm getting two cutscenes at the same time. Is that what's happening? Or is that just actually him? Oh, this has to be him. Okay.
Shall be saved.
Saved.
Chief, how close are you?
Not close enough.
That the best you got?
I was actually holding back.
Oh, come on. Impress me. Stop! You imbecile! He wants you to kill him.
Just...
I'd
I'd prefer...
What's the matter? Big shot. Can't start your
Man.
whole party.
These cutscenes haven't aged terribly well. It's the eyes.
Yeah, I think also like the earlier ones seem like they look way better. Like this one looks way significantly worse than like the opening.
I think it's like... Yeah.
I think it's the lighting. I think it's the main thing.
That's
Usually
probably it.
Usually when CG doesn't look good, you can blame the lighting for it.
Johnson, sound off.
Get out of here!
Not without you.
I don't think we've quite perfected this kind of add-on yet.
One of you will light cannot hope to kill them all.
You're right.
Do it. Me. And you. Now. No!
Oh no! My girl. She broke it. I feel like that.
Your forefathers wisely set
Would just
aside their
paralyze.
compassion, steeled themselves for what needed to be done. I see now why they left you behind.
Is his head split? Or is that just being an alien?
You were weak,
Yeah, I think it's just
Like his cranium?
and gods must be
The eyes are
yeah.
so bulbous. It's almost frog-like compared to the other stuff we were looking at where it... I don't even... It looks like he's having a severe allergic reaction right
Yeah.
now.
They look so funny proportionally when they're not in their chairs.
Yeah. Thanks for lighting my way.
Do not shoot, but listen.
Excuse me?
Let me lead you safely to our foe. Only you can halt what he has set in motion.
I think this time you can trust the Great One. Last time he did immediately betray you after making this exact same bargain. But I think this time he's on the level.
Look, everyone doesn't want to get blown up.
Heretics.
I'm very sneaky.
Me
Very
crouch walking at a target. Eyes if the target's clearly a shopless 12 pairs of jeans. Also, I said shopless.
I totally heard it. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Then you called yourself out. I'm like, oh no.
It's like what that's exactly what I tell DMs not to do as my DM advice. Like if you make a mistake, don't bring it up. Players don't notice it. It's fine.
It's canon.
Yeah.
Ow.
I think D&D is the place where the most
Wait,
continuity.
is that
is
supposed to be the halos?
Yes, each one of these is one of the halos. That's why they're all lit up. They're all like now ready to fire. I don't know if one down there is red in places. I wonder why that is. I wonder what handsome rogue
catastrophe.
could have done that.
What terrible malfunction could it have could have befallen that poor halo ring?
Jesus, there's so much exploding.
I know. I thought the flood was gonna protect me. Come on, guys, do your jobs. Get him! What?
Oh, I just watched a video of the history of goblins. It's just reminding me a lot of the
Oh.
the goblins and magic are very much like the villains in a lot of context of like disposable cannon fodder.
Cannot do the bidding.
Yeah. There's one part where he's like, and then there's this one goblin character, and he's like, I'm still not over it. And like, after I heard about it, it's like, I don't think
How
all of
could
you
I
are
have
that
known
either.
the
There's
parasite
one
would
goblin
follow?
who, like, there was a machine
Undoubtedly,
going
this is
stone,
the
and
heretic
like, he
doing.
plugged his brain into
A
it, and he like,
final
sacrificed
bitter
the chance to become a
curse.
planeswalker.
Clear evidence
Give
of
it to someone else.
treachery
And
long
he wished everyone
hidden.
back to life would die because of like the things that happened when his best friend was an elf woman.
Yeah.
And like brought everyone back. And as soon as he comes out, he's beaten to death by the other goblins because they've gone mad. And it's just like he's like, I'll never be over that story beat. Like I'm still upset. I'm like, man, I'm upset. That sucks.
Oh. You got him. I don't know if it's Simon or if it's a roommate trying to get our attention. It might be like Kevin. Because that's usually the only time he ever knocks on the door.
Good on
Yeah, that's true.
extra.
Gotta get it out.
Undoubtedly, this is the heretic's doing. A final bitter curse. Clear evidence of treachery.
Oh my god. There's a moment you can tell that's just the model.
Oh
With
yeah.
a filter on it.
No, I was actually looking at that earlier while you were talking about the goblin story. I was just like, interesting.
That's literally just the default profit model with like a texture filter applied to it. That's funny.
Oh, go get him.
In this guy with the part where he's like swimming through the middle of the lake, and then he just hears, "Halt! You've committed crime against 500 people," and he's just floating in the lake with
Like,
them. And he says like, then he's like, "I'd rather die to go to jail. Like, then pay with your blood." And then like, he just keeps sitting there in the lake as the guy swims away.
What did you hear?
Just that. Oh, one of my favorite video games is one of my favorite games. In that, there's an ability called Swarm of Rats.
Oh,
Summon a swarm of rats to eat people. And I saw a comment one where it was, and I thought it was for that. And the guy's like, no, it's never just a fucking rat. It's always like an assassin or a thief or a ninja. Like,
go check it out.
and then they turn around the corner and there's a guy getting eaten alive by a swarm of rats. And then like the
Oh, it is.
one
It's just
guard
multiple.
just like smugly looking at him like, I told you it was a rat.
I knew it was rats. Oh, you haven't seen Batman, have you? Oh, my family and I went earlier today. It was good. It was still very enjoyable.
So far
I-
are we along the path that I
I've
must
heard
stray
it's going
to
to be my
hear the
favorite
clumsy
Batman
patter
movie.
of their pursuit.
I just know it.
Know this, my brothers. They may foul the way with their charred and broken bones, but they will not stop the journey.
Okay. Good talk.
Also, I've always loved the sci-fi and like fantasy also like idea. Like he has a little like floating circle on his weird head crown thing.
Yeah.
I've always loved that like extraness of like using this super advanced technology to like accessorize.
Yeah. The Flood couldn't do that.
They couldn't push a button. Idiots.
Touche. He wants us to do this because we're human and we can push the button to say no, don't do it, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Because all Forerunner technology basically only works, like the manual stuff only works if a human accesses
Drop
it.
the rings.
What if they just mind control like
Save
human
the rest.
explorers?
I'm pretty sure
It would be like
That'd be the first thing they check for. Is like, does this host have blood anywhere near them? Yes? No.
anywhere near them though.
Well, like anywhere.
You
near
feel
them,
like
stuff.
yeah.
Lies for the weak, beacons for the deluded. I will have my revenge on a prophet, not a plague. My feet tread the path. I shall become a god. You will be food, nothing more. No!
No.
Are you sure?
I am
Are you sure about that?
the voice of the covenant. So, you must be silenced.
Whispers in his ear menacingly.
Yeah. Like one of the scenes from Halo 3 is that one.
That makes sense.
It's kind of it's basically the conclusion of Arbiter's arc
Yeah.
right there. Like that's the final Which again is kind of why like Halo 3 is weird story-wise, because like that's the end of his arc, and we still got a lot to go, and so he just kind of hangs out for the rest of the time. Not really. Major story beats after that.
Arbiter doesn't. Does this transition into? Ah, good. Now it's not the end. Now it's not the end of the world. Now it's the end of the world.
We prevented the end of the world from one thing.
Now the gate has been
And now for the next end of the world.
headstones pushed aside. Halted ship.
Thank God there's lids.
A fate you must abide.
Happy day.
Betrayed one villain for another.
Oh, hey, speak of the devil.
That's what we should have named this. I forgot about that quote.
Yeah, you know what we named it? Not that. that was much cooler.
Barely keep hold of it, Chief. No way I
So now
can
you gotta
pick
fight
you up.
the blood. Striking like literally no one.
Find a way down.
Not a single person anywhere. Like this is why Chief meets Cortana. Because Cortana would have been like, no, no.
Maybe we don't free. Maybe we don't turn off the Halo rings and free the flood.
It's like
It's
some form of negotiation could have happened there. It's like, oh, I want to turn off the rings. Like, well, promise you fucking leave, and maybe we'll think about it. Otherwise, we'll all just burn together. Thing.
You have a good point. I just pictured the here's a bright idea from how it should have ended. How about we all burn together and fuck you in particular? It's almost becoming like that guy and John Mulaney. It always comes back to John Mulaney. I don't know what it is about Halo. Yeah.
It's such a conflict. And
45. Yes.
845?
Yeah, that's my 840. That's my 8:45 alarm.
I thought it was way, way advanced.
Well, yeah, it's because we're waking earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway, my 8:45 alarm, it goes off every 45. That's what I had it for. That's it. I've had it literally since I think sophomore year of college, and I've just never turned it off on my watch. Like, yeah, just like, oh yeah, it's like kind of late, but not too late. Originally, it was because I was waking up at like 5 so I could go to an 8 a.m. on the other side of campus and not be dead, because it was a dance class, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Cortana.
I cannot tell you how many assignments I did for 8 a.m., but I woke up at 5 a.m. and finished assignments
Yeah.
in the 3 hours before. Or how many exams I studied for in that exam method too.
When did the Space One come out?
Dead Space 1?
Yeah.
I know it was like, definitely after that.
It was after this?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Because I totally got vibes of, actually wait, I think it's in the second one, the whole, I guess, whole thing with, is it Nicole? Is that the name?
Yeah, that's your girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm getting those vibes. I was picking them up.
Someone was way too proud of themselves. I think it's clever, but someone was way too proud of themselves for Dead Space 1 with the whole, like, chapter naming thing, where, like, it starts out Nicole is
I
dead.
would do that.
Yeah,
If
no.
given the chance, I would totally be that guy. I'd be like, eh.
It's very much a fun thing, but you can tell the guy
Am I
who
supposed to
like,
jump down
big
this?
stuff. Maybe?
Hope I don't die. Screen black. Game over. Okay, good.
He fell into a cutscene.
I was just a little too long for comfort.
What do you see?
Yo, mama.
I see my thick AI wife slash mother figure. It's a complicated relationship. Don't look too much into it. She's modeled after the woman who like abducted me and like conditioned me to be a soldier. It's a whole thing. We don't need to talk about it.
Look, I get it. I've studied Earth culture. Your name's Spartan. Greek. Oedipus complex. It all makes sense, Chief. Wow. Now that I think about it that way. Did I do that? I didn't. Did I do that?
It's one of your ships. Hey. No, it's oh okay.
I'm like, that's so big.
Okay, yes.
We turn off the halo rings and...
A replacement. A ring you destroyed.
Oh, it makes rings.
When did you know?
Just now. But I had my hopes. What will you do?
Light it.
Then we are agreed. A tactical post will completely eradicate the local infestation. I will personally oversee the final preparations, though it will take time to...
If a ring ever gets activated.
How will
And I
you light
kept my mouth shut. Yeah. Basically, the plan is to turn that one on for like
Here.
localized scale.
Just here.
Yeah, just like
Well, I'm glad that the super, massive, world-ending, weapon is, something that you can just turn down the volume on.
yeah, right.
Like, that's good. You know what, Forerunners, for all your shit about glass, at least you thought that one through. Don't know why you didn't use it before, but, like, here we are.
Yeah, I think it's multiple things. Because one, like the reason it destroys like all galaxies because there's so many of them that all turn on at once. And that's how it reaches everything because they all do have a limited range.
I'll round up our survivors and fall back to the
And
dawn.
also the other thing is, with just this one, the Ark is located again outside
Arbiter will do the same with the
of the
elites.
galaxy. Like it is removed, so it's
Cortana's
not
there
as dangerous to
somewhere.
fire it out here because there's literally just this here. They look like because they were building it out here so the flood wouldn't see it. Like nothing to see. Ah, brave life.
But all of the Flood are here?
Right, yeah. Like, spoilers, no.
Okay.
Not much of a spoiler. It doesn't
I'm like,
come
that
up-
wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't come up, I think, in this game, but in future games, they definitely do that. But just like, there's definitely flood other places.
We're missing something here.
There's a whole level about that in Halo Wars 2. Or the expansion for Halo Wars 2 is there's a brute campaign where a bunch of brutes find like a vault full of flood. Like, their leader's like, fucking John DiMaggio is like, don't fucking touch it.
Don't do it.
And then
Whatever you do.
two brute brothers are like, well, what if there's cool shit inside? Yeah, what if there's cool shit inside? And they open
No.
it. And then like Atriox comes and says, you dumb motherfucker.
You had one job.
Like, I told you to leave it alone for a very good reason.
Are you done? Are you done?
He does this. I love that cutscene in Halo Wars. He shows up after they like killed the Gravemind and like at the aftermath of the battle, and he shows up and he just like is like looking at them and he kind of like is walking around, and then one like flood forms like jumps out from the wreckage at him. He just catches it and like
I guess it's supposed to go down.
yeah, you're descending into the Gravemind.
Hello?
That noob form gave me like PTSD because I've been playing Elden Ring.
Child
These,
of
like, exploding
my
rock
enemy,
worms
why
that, like,
have you
kill-
come? I offer no forgiveness. The father's sins pass to his son.
Father's sins, Cass's. Okay, interesting.
Basically, I'm still
Dad
mad at you
issues.
because of the Forerunners.
Excuse you.
Oh yes, this is the least life level in this game because of this specifically.
Is there a lot of...
There's so
That.
much of that. Get ready for this entire level, just that happening.
Maybe we can speedrun it. We... Oh,
Yeah. Also, you will have so many flood on your ass if you try and speedrun this level and try to try. But they build up so quickly. Also, this is another thing I'll say. Sins of a father. General guide.
So
You do want to kill as many of the big threat floods as possible.
the big chunk, the people
Yeah,
floods.
but I legitimately never encountered a point in the place this level where there were no flood left in the map in any given area. So just like keep that in mind. Like, don't get stuck on trying to eliminate every flood from an area. I think some of them just infinitely respawn.
No more space. Okay.
honestly think that some of those but like they seem to not prefer that.
I was admiring scenery.
Oh man, I didn't even make a butthole joke about the doors in this one. What's wrong with me?
Anal. Oh. How convenient. Sir, calm down. Oh no. I was busy. If I were like a super encompassing blood form hive mind doing thing, I feel like I'd organize myself in such a way that I would make it so that I can just like collapse a tunnel of myself.
Yeah. Just like squish this part of
Just-
the building.
Oh no, an itch.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is if I was a all powerful like blood vampire, what I would do is
Solve cancer.
I would send an envoy here to the Ark instead of my whole ass self to the Ark.
Yeah.
I could get the Halo rings and some of
Let's just send a shit ton of guys. But maybe not. I mean, you know, theoretically, the Grave Mind is like super intelligent. Yeah. That's the theory.
Yeah.
Maybe he's already learned the lesson of if you want to do something right, you gotta do it yourself. Maybe that's the thinking. Why are you not, sir?
What the fuck?
Fucking hello?
I can see those fucking things. Mostly because I think like they can do that from like ceilings and shit.
Yeah.
From such a far range. Like, usually your strategy in this flood is to get up close and personal and punch him in the face with like the shooter guys to avoid that.
That entire plot piece to their story. Please die.
Left 4 Dead tank.
Yeah. Really though.
Is Left 4 Dead fun?
I liked it.
It's one
Yeah,
of those-
only with friends.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, then,
I go
every
over
time
it.
I play it, I'm like, I'm having fun. I legitimately don't know.
I think there's a big difference between am I having fun versus am I entertained,
Yeah.
or is my interest being held. And I think that's a key thing that I think for like D&D things is it's like, oh, I am all about just like fucking ruining the heartstrings of a character when I can, because while it might not be fun, it's
Yeah.
intriguing and entertaining. It's engaging.
Yeah, more so what happens with Left 4 Dead is like it's sometimes what you keep playing it, and it's that same feeling of like when you're eating like junk food that you don't even like the taste of, and you're not hungry,
Yeah.
but you're still eating. And you're like, why am I doing this just because I'm bored? And, like,
Am I
this is
eating because I'm bored?
and this is something just to occupy my time with, and that's it. That's how I feel about Left 4 Dead sometimes. Some of it's fun. Like there's after a
Wait.
certain while,
Yeah.
there's just a moment like this feels so cold.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that I didn't play it enough that I ever got sick of it because I only would play it with friends.
Yeah, well, like I would play with friends, and then like it got to that point where it's like you have that weird moment where like you're hanging out with friends, but then you've like been doing the same thing for too long, and it's like you're just not enjoying your time with your friends anymore. And you feel kind of bad about that fact, but it's just like you're like.
Want to remix this? Yeah. No, I feel that. Shoot, I get that way with Jackbox sometimes, and there's a lot of Jackbox to go around.
Yeah.
And what I end up doing is I just end up going to like Gardic Phone, or you know what? Fuck it. Let's try a Sun Among Us Day or something. Like,
Yeah.
just to throw in a little variety for the sake of it.
That was one of the biggest hard parts about 2020 for me, was that I get that feeling so much easier. I realized over like Discord, like it's so much easier for me to get in that state. I'm supposed to be having fun with friends, but I'm just kind of not.
I'm coasting.
Checked out, and like it's so easy.
I'm
to have, like,
coexisting. Yeah.
Discord. It's like I get tired on like longer group chats too, whereas like I get on accident.
Yeah.
In person.
I think a big part of that too is when you're on Discord, usually you're just in a more comfortable environment. Like you don't have to necessarily put on as much of a face.
Yeah.
I think that makes a big difference. I'm sorry, are you just transforming? I was like, are you just not happy with the sunlight?
Oh my god, this is like. Oh god, these guys like throw up blood cords.
Why? What is your deal? Interesting. Okay. Press on.
I saw some memes, and like especially in 2020. Like yeah, see, like I'm pretty sure those guys are spawning.
Am I supposed to go this way? Hey, am I supposed to go up here?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I cannot tell you. I get lost in this level. So
this seems right. Butthole. Excellent. This means progress.
Of course you came for her. We exist together
Why do you sound like a jealous
now.
ex?
Two corpses in one.
Of course you came for her.
You never take an interest in me, Chief. I know so much poetry. I have the brains of like 1,000 poets in my head. You don't want to hear about that. You just want to hear about your blue robot wife.
Actions speak louder than words, mind.
Collection of lies.
She's all
That's
words.
all I am. Stolen thoughts and memories.
And yet, perhaps a part of her remains.
Oh no, my green turned to purple.
The implication with that specific line, that is also a lot of fan theories about Cortana and the Gravemind specifically, is that some of, if not all of the stuff you've been hearing from Cortana is the Gravemind speaking in her voice to you.
Yeah.
It's like baiting the trap. Ooh. Sir? Alright.
I may have done something wrong. I might have made a boo-boo.
Into the piranha den. I love, there was a Penn and
hello.
Teller
Oh no.
episode I saw where they're hanging around a piranha tank, and they're trying to like prove, you know, piranhas aren't
That crazy.
yeah, like this, like they're
It's like a shark thing where it's like, don't provoke them,
yeah,
and you'll be good.
like
But like, don't provoke them.
so like they're they swim around in a tank from Kelly does, and then the other two like as they're wrapping it up, see they're not like blood hungry thing, and then one of them fights Kelly.
He's just like, ah!
Like, they didn't frenzy and eat his leg. Again, that's not how they work. It was just mostly like,
Is it? Ah!
no.
Yeah. Am I hungry? Not for that.
Yeah. Like, you know, and again, also against the myth, did not like take his full coat of making it literally just.
Yeah. It's a love bite. I know
Don't
sharks.
look at me. Don't listen. I'm not who I used to be. I'm not me.
Yes, please.
Sharks.
Yeah, sharks will have investigative bites where it's just them trying, like, they don't have hands. It's just them trying to figure out what the world is around. Like, I'm sorry, what is this thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah. The problem with sharks is that comes out especially for great bites. Sometimes their investigative bites will still kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they don't eat you, they're just like,
Without
"Oh."
a doubt. Just like, oh, oops.
They legitimately don't like the taste of land animals. Usually.
Can I speak with you, please?
It's not what they're going to eat, so they're just like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?"
I'm sorry, is this jerky?
Yeah.
Why is it so dry?
Very nice to meet you.
Like, where is all the fat?
You like eggs?
Your skin
Why?
things
I want
usually have.
blubber.
Yeah.
Where's the guys? Jim, is this your prank?
You ever seen the cookie cutter shark?
Oh yeah, it just literally cuts out a cookie out of the person.
Yeah.
Or not the person. I don't know if I've ever seen a person get eaten by one.
I just love the legitimate investigation by like the U.S. Navy.
Oh, for like submarines,
Yeah,
right?
because there were like holes in the submarine that were like like so weird looking, and they're like, is this some sort of like fucking Russian like weapon we don't know about?
Did we miss something here?
Yeah, it's like, what is this? And then like, yeah, it turns out, oh, this fucking like tiny shark that usually goes to whales and thought submarines were whales. And you're like, oh, wait, what? Oh, my teeth are broken now.
Ah, my molars.
Dolphin shark is one of my favorite. I almost said one of my favorite designs of a fish.
Mother's shadow.
Great work on that. Nature. I love the concept of the dolphin shark.
Piss off creationists.
Great job, amorphous being who did something, maybe.
The you know, one of many versions. You know, all of them.
Good job, insert entity that best aligns with your beliefs here.
Yeah.
I saw a whole thing, because I told you we were
Time
watching this
has taught me patience, but basking in new freedom, I will know all that I possess!
You know, for an all like seeing super brain thing, could have been a little bit better spoken there. Oh man!
I don't even fully understand. Like, I guess something negative in this line isn't a highlight, because if I think about it too much, what is, like, why is it mad that why is it so mad that you are here, and why would it not see exactly this coming? Like, what else do you think is going to happen? Like, if it's the super intelligent thing, it shows up, it helps you beat the process, it betrays you, and then you show up where it landed. It's like, it seems like a point A to point B scenario. Like,
something thought pop up. Cortana's affecting him too. That'd be a weird thing. That'd be a fun thing.
That is one of the partially one of the other bad things I noticed, is like they were both influencing each other's minds in a weird way.
Cortana's an AI.
Yeah.
If given enough RAM, I
I have walked the edge of the abyss. I have seen your future, and I have learned.
Submit! End her torment and my own!
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it seems like this one in particular, like comparing the Great Mind as a character from 2 and 3, he's so much better in 2. As a
mischievous, making
like
some grand strats happening.
an intimidating presence that seems kind of unfazed by everything, and he just kind of this one is just kind of getting real angry. Like, you're so like reasons I don't quite comprehend.
I'm sorry, was this just... It is just... It's just on.
Yeah.
I am Chief. I am the knight.
It is funny. Like I am so into Batman and ready to defend anything Batman. Having not even seen the movie, one because I'm sure I already have a point. And like maybe it's done differently. It's done bad enough that I will actually dislike it. The one that couple. Bruce Wayne is a little too much like that. And the immediate thought I have is it's supposed to be a new Batman. I love Bruce Wayne personally.
Yeah, so without diving into spoilers,
Yeah.
after seeing the Batman earlier today, my mom said, I feel like there wasn't enough Bruce Wayne. And I went, I don't
Okay.
is
Yeah,
kind
see,
of my response.
that's
I
where
could see it, and my response is, I mean, this is in the very intro thing. He says he's been doing this for about 2 years,
Yeah.
and I'm like, if it's 2 years and this is a Bruce Wayne that is very much a like shut-in recluse is kind of the vibe you get. I mean, you look at like a photo of Robert Pattinson in like a trailer or whatever. He looks like he listens to like Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
And My Chemical Romance. Like he looks like he's just
There will be no more sadness, no more anger, no more
he's going through his emo phase. And
Will show me what she hides, or I shall feast upon your bones.
well, come get dinner. Yeah, I can understand the argument, but I think with this story that's being told, I like it. Oh,
This is UNSCAI serial number CTN0452-9. I am a monument to all your sins.
That's another one where there's all the fan theories. Like, was that actually Cortana? Because she says the exact same line. The Gravemind says when he's first introduced in Halo 2. I am a monument. Am I having a migraine? I think this keeps happening until you go approach her on the pedestal there.
I'm just trying to like see what is.
Yeah, if anyone
One of
ever
the things
wanted
looks
to
like
know-
an Athorian.
If anyone ever wants to know what it's like to have a visual or a migraine, it kind of looks like this.
Breaching! Oh, cool.
You did it.
Hooray!
Robot girl acquired.
Nos decimos.
Found me.
You found me! Lying on the floor.
So much of me is wrong.
Surrounded!
It might be too late.
Why'd you have to wait?
You know
When was
me.
that song released?
Make a promise.
Probably like 2006 or something. That sounds about right.
Because my
It's older.
brain was just like,
Keep
It could have been in this.
well, like, no, I was thinking
do
like,
know how to
how
pick 'em.
far into a YouTube hole would I have to
Lucky me.
find like a tribute, like
Still have
AMV? It's exactly that, like Cortana tribute
It-
music
The
video.
activation index from the first Halo.
I mean, YouTube 2007.
A
It
souvenir
was
I
probably
wanted,
like
just in case.
2-3 years later.
Got an escape plan?
Yeah.
Thought I'd try
I
to
could see it.
Unregistered hypercam.
Mix things up a little.
Watermark on top, very
Yeah.
clearly. Very low quality.
This was recorded with fraps.
Yes, very low quality.
Just keep your head down.
Uh,
There's two of us.
movie maker transitions, rainbow filters, the works.
Nor Hell of Fury. I barely know her.
Chief, get me out of this place.
I thought
I don't want
I
to
remember-
stay.
I thought that was a lot more profound when I was younger. Before I realized it was just the whole like woman scorned, lol. The thing that like everyone does.
Now,
I've noticed.
at last I see. The secret is revealed.
What?
Secret reveal.
I care about Cortana.
Grave Runner have some notes. I get that it's a niche genre, but like you can't just go saying, screaming whatever you want. If you want to break into screamo, you need some actual vocal things.
I agree. Yes. So yes.
We need to buy some time. This reactor, start a chain reaction. Destroy High Charity.
Ow.
So easy as that works to start a chain reaction that blows up an entire city. Like,
No one never thought, like, you know, if one part blows up, the other parts turn off.
yeah.
No. Overload. Turn off? No. Overload. Oh, overload. Okay, don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, you know that one
We need
building
to
in
buy
New
some
York that
time.
you blow up all of New York just
This
implodes?
reactor,
Yeah.
start a chain reaction. Destroy High Charity.
Going that way? Maybe that's why Gravelion's mad. Because, again, supposedly super smart, super being thing, he knows what Cortana will do when acquired by Chief. Chief, I need you to blow this shit up. He's just 2 steps ahead, and that's why it sounds weird. So cheated, but you know what? Better than restart.
One, two? How'd that other one
I have no idea. I'm like, I don't think I did that.
Did a flood just accidentally?
I am an all-knowing being. Also, oops.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing over there? Sorry, boss. No one came over me. What can I say? I'm a little scamper. It's a tiny gnome. God. It's not like on
Schmack you off.
on April 1st, I need to find a like 90s point click adventure that play. It is a train wreck.
Oh.
And it's so fucking funny. It's a little gnome. I'll definitely be pulling up the guide for it because it is not.
It's one of those, the logic is not logic.
Yes. One of the things we have to think is when the cycle have a falling spike trip between the human or gnomish bridge for you to cross.
It's spelled just like the word escape.
Oh, finally. Right?
Yeah. What cryptic phrasing have you unlocked this day, Jordan? Story. Oh. Yeah.
Pretty good. I think more.
I've heard mixed thoughts. I've heard, I really loved it. I really did not love it. So I'm interested to hear your opinion.
I think if you grew up well adjusted, you're not gonna like it. Or like, if you had no problems in high school, you don't like it because you can't relate. Basically, it's one of those things.
Did you not relate?
Oh, no, I very much so.
Okay.
It related. I would the one that they have more obvious how integrated Pixar just is me.
Yeah.
Because it kind of it didn't as much have that Pixar bite. Like that kind of edge Pixar usually has when they make movies.
Yeah.
Hell is like distinctly. Yeah. Like it has more bite. Like one thing is that it's refreshing to see a PG movie that actually realizes that rating for once. Because like they talk like middle schoolers and more like how middle schoolers would actually talk than like most Disney things will portray.
Yeah.
Like there's one joke. My mom said there's no ghost. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's very middle school.
Yeah.
I feel.
Like this time.
Oh, you Do you know what? Oh, you mean this gate key is from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Epic. Yeah. Okay. That's a sprite for all you at home.
Basic breaking down. Oh, you mean this?
Oh, you mean this gate key? I need to have more NPC interactions like that. I need PCs that'll make those one lines where it's like, just, all right, kill him. Oh, you mean this?
I'm still very proud of myself for the line that keeps going off in my magic salesman last night. That players were like, how do you know that we just got paid? So you're here,
I
you
thought
said,
it was
like, you're
friendly
here,
contact.
found out we just got paid.
Who would be
Sell us
crazy
stuff.
enough
How
to
do
come
you
in
know we
here?
just got paid? And you responded with, it's easy to know how the phrase doesn't know when you read this script. And they were all, what is that? And I was like, I have no idea. I just like,
But it's fun.
I'm a strong opponent. I'm like, sorry,
It's my boy. Oh no, my boy. Father help.
well, that was so simple
What else
up
did you
there.
Look at me. This could have been a war.
Yeah.
This, I feel like this would have been better. Am I not supposed to go this way? I feel like this is not where I'm supposed to go. Oh, no, I am supposed to go this way. Why didn't I just do... Oh, I guess I was waiting for Cortana. Never mind.
I'm waiting
Hey, babe.
for.
Look at... Gets in the ship. Says not a damn thing after plugging her in.
Until people forward many words, and then people hated that. Well, 5 that hated the word, especially. That's a painting. That's a painting that's offensive. But Halo 5 we talked way too much for everyone's, and then Halo Infinite where he talked in the middle amount.
A question.
Mhm.
Why did we need to blow up High Charity? We're activating a ring. That feels like overkill.
That is a very good.
Like, we could have just said, hey, Cortana,
Humans
Yeah,
I know you're mad.
elites. Will you not
Hear
come
me
with
out.
us, brother?
I have a bigger bomb.
This is all for you. And I will see it finished.
the trio on a road trip.
We're going
Johnson, do you have the
on a
frigate?
trip in
Yes,
a
ma'am.
private Pelican ship.
I'll land her as close to the control room as I can.
It's mom,
Safe is
dad,
better
and
than
uncle.
close, Sergeant Major.
Uncle
Send me
Arby.
through
Roger that.
the sky.
Ma'am, it's good to have you back.
Can't wait till Halo 5.
I can't. I feel so bad. I feel so bad about the main character, or like the attempted main character of Halo 5. Because I feel like he got shit on way more than
He deserves.
Yeah. Like, and I get it.
Halo. It's so
They
new.
didn't do a good job of
unfinished.
characterizing him.
I'm not exactly sure what will happen when we fire it.
Spartan.
We'll head for the portal,
What?
and we'll all go home.
They just built this new Halo.
I think.
Why the snow?
I don't think they built it. I think it was in storage.
Oh. That makes me feel a little better, but then it gives me more questions. Why have it have like this active snow sphere thing happening in storage? Is this literally cold storage?
Yeah,
Is
like
that
maybe
literally what
keep
this
the
is?
Halo's in a freezer, a giant space freezer.
Forerunners. You don't have to literally freeze the trees and seeds that you put on the Halos. You could have a nice garden, and then just like move them over when they're ready to go. I don't know. I gotta pick on it because it's funny.
I think I've talked about this bit before, but I love the Futurama bit where it's like, what's that? Oh, that's the, this is the Center for like Extinct and like Endangered Tree Research. And it's like, oh, okay, and like up in the Arctic, it's like we have a catalog of all the like most interesting seeds and like to preserve them. And then, what's that building right next to it? It's like, oh, that's the, seed research lab. And you see the back of the bill going, laughing back and forth.
Blood
Like,
dispersal
you
pods.
think it's possible that
Control room's at the
infectious
top of that
diseases
tower,
will
Chief.
leak into
Go!
the trees making like hybrid super disease-spreading plants.
On a different note, how are they getting them here?
I will tear you from your shroud.
I don't.
They're falling out of the sky.
Again, This is why I say I just don't think about the
There should be
story
ramps that
because
lead to the
every time I
top.
try
Check
and
the
think
other
about it, I'm
side.
like,
Oh yeah, check the other side.
they literally said, "Oh no, I'm waiting for gas."
I'm sorry. Everything looks like a nail because I have a hammer.
Everything looks the goddamn same on this goddamn planet.
There should be ramps
Okay.
that lead.
I know I said I wasn't gonna do this earlier, but I'm gonna do this now. Did you call me dunk ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
the top.
I wasn't
Check
sure
the
if that
other
was a
side.
mess up because it had like some not effort, conviction behind it, and I was like, hold on, I'm missing something here.
I realized that might be kind of
Okay. I was like, hold on. Wait. I thought I was losing my sanity for a second, or if you did like another like
the context,
slip of the tongue.
the context of
Mhm.
like HR and I use and those are the people I most use with. It's like
Sure.
a more endearing form of dumbass.
Oh, that's nice.
like a dumbass, but it's kind of cute.
Dunk ass.
Yeah.
All right, that's for all you folks at home. Spread the word. Dunk ass, endearing. Dumbass, like that's just we're questioning why you're here and what you're doing. Okay, that's fair. I was confused for a minute.
Did you just do that audio? They like overrode each other at the same time.
They are harmonizing with a great song. Something hive mind is working. Nature is healing. The hive mind is working. Nature is beautiful. Whatever.
I just want to see like one of those comedic things. It's just like a bunch of slugs sitting around, and just like one of them in like
all the little ones. How come Gravemind doesn't exclusively speaking Queen lyrics?
I like
Take up a
explain
team
like
for you at the top of that tower.
Converting some lines like poets and past and whatever.
Yeah.
I would love to see just like sang
That would be so fun.
like sometimes. Like,
That's-
that would also be like creepy if done right.
Yeah.
It's like him just singing for fun, like while like he's slaughtering you.
Yeah.
It's like this like operatic, like just classical piece.
Just starts busting out some Ave Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to go in there?
You got you back here.
I'm a dunk ass. Alright. Look, we're right back. Okay, they look like drop pods.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are they human drop pods?
Like organic drop pods.
Just full on.
Chunks and meat.
In terms of gameplay, I think I agree with that because there's nothing left compared to like the Halo or the UNSC or
It's almost pulled to like my favorite character from Zelda. It's so cool. Green tree.
yeah, a little bit, yeah. Oh man, I love the Halo faction of Halo.
Loving all the faction everyone's kind of against.
Yeah.
Well, right now,
Yeah.
Covenant like, look, they're not really the big. Just get lazy. They're on your side.
Assholes. Don't gas. No, they get the dumbass time. Oh, good. The checkpoint moved. I'll take it. Intentional game design.
I just remember
Oh, what is it? Oh my god, it looks so sad.
that looked like how you'd find a body in like a space horror game.
I was gonna say it looks like Buzz Lightyear when he pretends to be a toy. I'm not very hopeful.
I'm not either.
And I want to, but I can't. It's kind of
I'll say they did a lot for me that I wasn't expecting. I've tried to become more engaging. Like, every time a trailer was a song I liked.
The slow mode pop music for the trailer.
I think it's David Bowie.
Yeah.
So like, I love David Bowie, and so I was like, damn it, I'm getting into the vibe. Cause like, but like that's the thing. I would definitely watch like Buzz Lightyear movie that was like themed around the kind of sci-fi space stuff that like David Bowie acted in.
Yeah.
That sort of like Flash Gordon, like pre-Star Wars sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like, kind of look.
You're supposed to get this
I don't fucking know. I attempted this a lot. I did this on Legendary.
I'm like, I'm just on normal, and it's just like, you walk up and you explode. 3, 2, 1, 0. Now I have no shield. Like, what? What are you supposed to do there? Even if you hide for cover, they just keep running at you. That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know.
This doesn't have. This isn't supposed to have a sense of finality to it. Is it?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. I'm like, it feels too soon. But like, here, let me throw all of my grenades while ducking it out of the way.
It's in your right there.
Interesting.
You'll know when it's the final level because it'll be very familiar. Like Halo 1.
Yay, okay, cool. We do get a Warhog, maybe. That's fine.
There's so many levels that you can go into that they're full on copy paste of the first one. I guess they were like, they were probably, I can imagine they're probably kind of some areas with regards to like, we know people are gonna like this, they like to do fast.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not sure if like the
I got you covered, Chief.
that
Meet you at the
the,
top
like,
of that tower.
mixed reaction to like shifted yet by the time they were
Get through some shit here. I think I'm gonna fly over because I need to get to
There's
like
no
a
shame.
save here.
Yeah.
I have jury duty tomorrow.
Yeah.
Damn it. I gotta get somewhere. Man, I hope they ask like some really mundane question about like what does a typical Sunday look like for you? Well, you see. I've been live streaming Halo. I haven't played any of the original Halo games, and now I have a computer that I can run stuff on. And so I decided, yes, let's take the newest, brightest, most recent releases. I'm playing Halo. The old Halos.
Keep moving, Chief. I
So
got
it's
your back.
Just get to the top of this thing.
I'm here for the story. Up to this point, I've been enjoying it, I would say.
Yeah, no, again, the third one was the best game of the it's very much polished the concept of the
Mark, you in there? Open the damn door.
Hold on a sec. Here, I'm just gonna do it real quick. Oh wow. Oh wait. Open it, break the dialogue.
Spark, you in there? Open the damn door.
Yeah, come on, Spark.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's so much.
Ooh, is that the monitor?
Is that the monitor?
No, it's my dead body. What?
What if ultimate cheating?
Spark,
What
you in
happens
there?
if you like
Open the damn
get
door.
on top of this fire? Because this literally is just a race for you to open the door level.
I can't. I can get here though.
Yeah, I hear you.
They're still shooting me. Good lord, what does it take to not get
Was
shot
that
at?
the monitor? You didn't tell me he was here.
Is that Johnson?
Yeah.
Well, hot
we
damn.
are finally doing
Where
the
have you
morning.
been? You've got the explodey laser,
Chief, I got
and
your
here
back.
I am, running up one level of this ramp at a time. Waiting for a door, apparently, that Guilty Spark could have flown up to a while ago. Ooh, turret. Let me see. Bye.
A lot of crawling all over that tower. Watch
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Johnson.
I hadn't noticed.
If I couldn't fly, I'd probably be dead.
Oh yeah, today I was down the rabbit hole of the Magic the Gathering guy. But he also talked about I did like a review at
Yeah, because
yeah.
cross promotion.
I'm honestly surprised that apparently it's taken this long to make one.
Well, they had their magic setting in D&D.
Yeah.
They did that.
Yeah, like that happened like a while ago. And they only just recently released a D&D set for Magic.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised at that point.
I wonder if they, for some reason, treat magic as more like a sacred thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's something that I don't think about because it's a card game.
You know what I would 100% play, and I don't think there's anything like it currently? Well, like anything specifically from Magic
Open
the
up.
Gathering.
Coast
like
is
it.
clear.
Not for long. I'm
I
tracking
would
additional
100% play a
dispersal
Magic
pods.
the Gathering game
They'll be hitting any minute.
where
Chief. Arbiter, let's move.
it's like an RPG and the combat is just plain magic. Because we're using Slay the Spire, because that's basically kind of what I'm thinking. Slay the Spire is a roguelike where the combat's all a card game. Like, essentially. And I would
Am I-
absolutely love
Am I gonna have to have you come and play Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories with John and I?
Do I take life or give it? Who is victim and who is foe?
It's trying to rebuild itself on this ring.
Hurry. Control room's close.
What's that gonna do? If we turn on the on button, he can't turn off the on button.
I do. That line actually, though, I've heard a lot of like fan speculation about, because like the origin of the Flood again are like they were the people before the Forerunners.
Yeah.
That the Forerunners betrayed.
Yeah.
And then like out of vengeance turned themselves into the Flood. And their whole shtick was that they legitimately created
Yank
all
me,
life in
Chief.
the galaxy, and their main goal was to preserve life. And there's like a theory
I'm
like, well,
not gonna
Flood
lose
does
her, too.
technically do that. Still, they are preserving life. Like they don't make
It is still
things-
life. It's
yeah.
not what life people want, but
Yeah.
this looks like an incomplete ring.
Oh, hello. Wonderful
Almost.
news. The
Haha.
installation is almost complete.
Terrific.
Yes, isn't it? I have begun my simulations. No promises, but initial results indicate this facility should be ready to fire in just a few more days.
We don't have a few more days.
But a premature firing will destroy the Ark.
Deal with it.
Will destroy this installation. Unacceptable! Unacceptable! Absolutely unacceptable! Protocol dictates action! I see now that helping you was wrong!
Oh, it's David.
You are the child of my makers, inheritor of all they left behind. You are Forerunner. But this ring is mine.
I like this. Rabbit.
I take no pleasure in doing what must be done.
I did not have a needle before.
I have kept it safe. It belongs to me.
Shuffle along.
Oh. Ba-do-do-do-do. Thanks, Johnson. Oh, thank you. No. don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Damage! Damage! That's right, Freelander!
I have a laser too. I have a laser too. I have a laser too.
There's a great meme as a moment Halo Infinite. It's like Chief learns from his mistakes, and like he encounters one of actually quite a few hostile monitors in Halo Infinite. But like he does something, and the thing's like no, and like it goes to like blow up where he has the AI like hacking.
I'm
him, and
getting
he
you
just
out of here.
Chief learns.
Don't let her go.
Why is Johnson
Ever
involved with
let her go.
Cortana's?
I don't know.
Send me out. With a bang.
So it looks like hail. Like it looks like a corpse kind of from the previous lighting.
That might be intentional, I guess. That could have been a deliberate choice. I don't know. I don't know because it's like it's weird to try to think back to the 360 era.
Yeah.
Chief, I'm so sorry.
Hi, sorry. I'm Chief. God, could you imagine?
You just deleted that prop as soon as it went in behind his hand. I see you puking magic tricks.
You have no power here.
Your cutscene.
Cutscene developers. Right. We're gonna end it here.
Yep.
Cool.
Get to the frigate.
We can make it to the frigate. He says. I changed my mind. We're going to the frigate.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, all of you run. Why are you running? Oh, why are you running?
I saw a on stream. I had to wake up and Google like clips. Like, it actually happened.
Oh
or
no.
not.
Oh. I do try to avoid like while
We still
doing
have a
stream
chance.
stuff. I do try to avoid like burps or hiccups or yawns and stuff like that.
Yeah. And like I understand it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
I
those
pissed
things
off
are
the
awesome.
robots.
You killed their boss.
Good, kill the fluff. Do that. Arbiter, you're slow.
No fly It's almost. You hear it getting there.
I'm sorry I can't fly, Chief. I don't know if it's too is what I'm doing.
I think that's why it's also when you go too deep, because like he gives off deep energy, but it's not.
Yeah, like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman is actually not as deep as most people would impersonate.
More like up here. Actually, high up
Yeah, like he's higher pitched, and then it's really mostly like I call it accent and rasp.
Exactly. When I have a scratchy throat, I'm so good at
Yeah.
Just because of that, like.
You got just a little bit of it. Yeah, really.
He's like what, 70 something now?
Now, well, even for, because what he got big. I want to say he started getting big around like Shawshank.
We still have a chance.
And he's what 40s into 50s around that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find the doorway in the cliffs, team. The dawn is on the other side.
Yeah. Or has gotten better with time, like Clooney.
I love the fucking movie Spider-Man villains. Like how movie that. Like, not some mustache twirling. See here, I'm classically trained. Love that.
No, he's great.
Also, I keep thinking about it, like, is he like something like the Spanish background?
I think he's like Spanish, like Spain proper, rather than like Mexican. I think that's the case. His last name Molina is pronounced in a Spanish-speaking way. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Here, Google.
Don't let this ring be the end of us, Chief.
Use mine. I'm being attacked. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Because I'm not gonna say that on screen.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. No, I just messed it up. It's a 4-number pin. It's one of those. Oh, good, they popped.
There,
A
Johnson's
warthog. Excellent. Arbiter, you're driving.
Come on, Spartan, go, go, go!
Esteban Molina, born in Madrid, Spain, is his father.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
I'm like, I think that's true.
Yep. Yeah.
Not to sound like I'm.
Oh wow. And Giovanna Molina is his mother, born in Italy. He's an Italian Spaniard Englishman.
How about that?
Yeah.
It was something where I was like, I felt like he was Spanish and not Mexican. Not to judge not to judge a book by its cover. Not to assume by looks. I'm like, I don't think he's Mexican.
The English accent to me, just geographically.
Also true. Yeah,
makes
that's very
more
fair.
sense. Like, it would be weirder if like, he was born, like his parents were from Mexico and they went to England of all places.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bit of a commute.
Yeah. No, you go across the pond and then you go across the pond. Alright, so somebody's got this. Some of them do.
Yes. It's kind of a game of like, what's that one?
Something Squid Game class.
Oh yeah, that's good. I was thinking of that one board game. What's the board game on Bang Compound? We don't want to do that. Or float.
He's like, oh no. Okay, where the thing.
Like you gotta put the thing in the thing. Shoot at it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know the name. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those weirder board games where it's not a Monopoly, it's not a Clue, it's just there.
And it's when they're going like they're to that point where there's a lot of electronic metallic board games.
Oh yeah, like the Crocodile Dentist one.
Yeah.
Thing where you gotta hit the teeth, and if it's the wrong tooth, it eats your hand. I love that one. That one is just the worst.
Also, same time
Yeah.
like big like theme park rides, but for cars.
Yeah. I am really struggling to try to come up with that name. Oh well, rip.
Yeah. I think I think something like in our
Probably. Honestly, it's one of those things where you can have multiple versions of that. Oh, the map's tilted. Not base. Yeah. I wonder how many of those things that have like rip-off versions of them that ended up getting like renamed and then renamed again. Probably. I imagine the toy board game business had a ton of like failures, buyouts, rebrand, remakes, stuff like that. Yeah.
clone that did
better to her.
so well. Fucking how far did it
Oh, the other Overwatch-ish.
Yep. Came out like right in the That's it.
Yeah,
You're locked in.
maybe.
Anyway, that is one of those things. Wrong time, wrong place. Like, dude, we have no chance.
I wonder if a lot of people play that still. Especially with everyone being mad at Overwatch for all sorts of reasons.
I've heard a lot of people. And like, a lot of people have heard like, it is a
Yeah,
like, it's its own thing, but it's too close to it.
yeah. It was in that same genre, and so it's like, oh no. Yeah. I feel that. You know what board game I loved as a kid? Mousetrap.
Yup.
And I feel like a huge part of it is literally just the setup. Don't even care about the board game. I care about the Rube Goldberg craziness that is just making the game ready to go. This isn't the final level?
This is.
Oh, okay. It's like, it's piggybacking on the old one, so I wasn't sure if there was a distinct thing. I was like, wait, what? Hold on, this can't.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
final warthog run of the original trilogy.
Hooray!
With all the same foibles as happened for these arms all over heavenly states.
This one doesn't have a name. Interesting. Or at least not one on the show.
Tonic Saints down to not like too much time
I need
left.
these guys to stop blowing up and making me 360, damn.
But those are literal triggers.
70%.
Yeah. Those are like the triggers though. Like,
Yeah, that's not time. Oh, that.
I think they because this was the end of the trilogy, they wanted to keep on race.
Fair.
80% charged.
Go out on a time. I will say there's always been part of this final level that is kind of funny. What is the point of this structure?
Oh.
These, like panels that are all weirdly hovering above nothing.
Oh, you know. The shits and giggles.
Yeah. Like it almost feels like this is harder to go here. Just the very like full nature of these. The liquid data triangles.
Yeah.
You don't get the points that you get next year.
And then they made it prettier.
Yeah, like, no, just rough up the general guide of what we have. The model. We don't have time to make it.
90%. Firing sequence initiated.
Fire sequence. They're gonna shoot. We're gonna make it. Don't tell me. Approaching the edge of a huge waterfall. Yep. Shut rocks at the bottom. Most likely. Bring it on.
Alright, okay.
Booyah!
Jump! Floor it! Right into the hangar!
So disappointing.
That is
They
disappointing.
put that part in the cutscene. I want to land on this one.
Yeah.
So who's go? Okay,
Arbor. Okay. Arbor definitely. Because Chief's like, why? That's my thought. Arbiter initially would have been more antagonistic, being part of the company.
Yeah.
Like, that is the Cusco Empire that that Chief is the underdog for.
Chief!
Okay. What are you gonna do there?
Just the voice. One of the reasons I love that shot.
That's a good shot.
One of the reasons I love
The
Her,
layers.
the movie Her, so much is that inspiration. What do you think? Just
They'll make it.
that like has thoughts and feelings and can't interact with people in the physical world that like any
Yeah, any
substantial
realistic.
thing. It's like, they actually go into that. I love that. Her's a great movie. If you think it's just a weird sort of quirky romance, it's not. It's a genuine sci-fi like movie. It's one of the best depictions of AI I've ever seen.
Epilogue. Yay.
Yeah, it's all cutscenes from here on out.
Cool.
There's no more surprise levels.
Excellent.
For us, the storm has passed. The war is over. But let us never forget those who journeyed into the howling dark and did not return.
I was about to say, is it
Their
though?
decision required courage beyond
Like, I feel
measure,
like there'd be more Covenant in very
sacrifice,
large numbers
and
elsewhere.
unshakable conviction that their
Yeah.
fight,
That's for the book.
our fight,
Yeah.
That's
was
for the
held.
book to cover. Between this and Thor.
As we start to rebuild, this hillside will remain barren, a memorial to heroes fallen,
As
They
a whole
ennobled
book
all
that
of us.
Totally isn't.
and they shall not be forgotten.
Totally isn't making a point about real world events where the UNSC funds a bunch of Sahidi radicals to like destabilize the like extremists on their planet. And it's like,
I remember how this war started, with your kind diplomat.
Can't forgive you. Jesus.
I can't forgive you. But you have my thanks for standing by him to the end. Heart to believe he's dead.
Is it?
Were it so easy?
that's what we call a callback.
Was it Halo 4 that has the iconic, like, snow guy in cloak? Oh, it's Chief. Is that teaser
That was the
trailer
advertising, yeah.
for 4? Okay. I thought so. I just wasn't
Things
sure
look
if
different
I was mixing that up with
Without
5.
the prophet's lies of our I would like to see our homeworld, to know that it is safe. Fear not, for we have made it so.
Gets there, it's a shit
By
show.
your word,
Kind of. Like, this is the
Take us
starting
home.
kind of a civil war. Lore. Arthur, like, takes up the mantle of, like, the swords of St. Helios, which are, like, ancient Hindu warriors, just to, like, lead the people that are, like, still loyal to that faction, and the ones that are loyal to the Covenant. They have a whole fight.
March.
Yeah.
Why did they carve that into it?
Yeah, that's what I want. Like, who was just standing by us?
You
and was like,
painted all the other stuff, and then you had to fucking.
I wonder if it's because of that whole Spartans are not allowed to be dead. It's like
Oh,
officially they couldn't
I
put
guess.
a thing on like a tomb or like a memorial service,
Yeah,
like in any official capacity.
that makes sense from
Chief?
the lore thing.
Can you hear me?
No,
I thought I'd lost you too.
it's dark.
This was the. I think originally you had to do. I think originally this was only if you beat on Legendary. The only people that saw this part of the ending,
That's fair.
and like the others were like fully like willing
What
to let you
happened?
believe that who's dead.
We used to be
Sure.
very willing to let the lore stuff be
When
only
Halo
in the-
fired, it shook
when you
itself
do
to
all the
pieces.
things.
Yeah.
Did a number on the arc. The portal couldn't sustain itself. We made it through just as it collapsed.
Oh my God,
Some
you
of us
good?
made it.
Keep throwing this drink.
I know.
Um,
So it literally cut the ship in half.
Yep.
Well, that's problematic. Well, at least I have you, Cortana.
You know, it was a whole thing like in the schoolyard. I remember it was like people were like, "Man, I can't believe Master Chief died." It's like, no, he didn't. It's like, no, there's a secret Santa for like the people at home. No, there's not. You're lying.
You're full of
But we
crap.
did it. Truth,
We
and
could
the
have
Covenant,
Googled it.
the Flood.
It was that easy. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
It's finished.
In that weird time period where that was still such a foreign concept. Or like felt wrong to do.
I'll drop a beacon, but it'll be a while before anyone finds us. Years, even.
Oh, good thing there's a cryo chamber.
Yeah.
Oh,
Miss
good.
you.
Wake me when you need me.
You snore, by the way. Could you imagine?
I don't even know how it's possible to cryo-sleep, but somehow you managed to do it. Like the whole point of cryo is you're not supposed to be doing any physical activities.
Yeah,
Like,
you're supposed to slow it down to the point of practically being dead.
But somehow you still snore.
It's
incredible.
really slow.
Yeah, it's like a... For like a day.
It's like 2 decibels loud, but it lasts for like 4 years, my guy. Hooray!
That was Halo 3.
Halo 3. Interesting. It only took 2 parts. That was much faster. Well, we
Yeah.
could fly. That helps a lot. Okay, so the Gravemind I did not like as much in Halo 3.
Yep.
I did like the whole 343 Guilty Spark turns on you thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I still don't care about Johnson. Also don't care about who I thought looked like Anna Kendrick in the last game, and now I think I said like Shailene Woodley or something.
Yeah.
Whoever that chick was who got shot in the spine.
Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing that there wasn't like an attempt of a boss fight with either the Prophet or the Gravemind.
Yeah.
I feel like I've probably, part of me feels like I've probably been spoiled by things like Mass Effect, where you do such weird things. But then again, like, the boss fights haven't necessarily been the highlight of the series.
Yeah, no, like,
So-
part of me is like, they might have done you a mercy by not
Yeah,
having an
yeah.
awkward, like,
It's
weird
like,
boss
is it
fight.
is this a gift by Absentia or whatever?
I didn't even think about it until now, but yeah, the last boss you fight in the original trilogy is Guilty Spark.
Yeah, and that's, I would say, very loosely a boss fight.
Yeah.
That feels more like a big story beat thing. Interesting. So what's the next one?
So the next one chronologically is ODST.
By release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ODST, yeah, it's basically
And
like
people really like ODST
a lot
and Reach.
A lot of people. I love what ODST does narratively because it is a borderline open world hub where you can find things and then you go to a more linear story beat
of that
of like
tidbit.
of like whatever you based on whatever you found, where you play as the person who's like thing you found, but you can do them like out of order, like in any order that like stories can be told.
Okay.
So you could like whichever one you find first, and so it's like it's this cool kind of like it's like 2 moments. It's like one is kind of a more noir, low key. It's at night. It's raining. Like you're wandering, trying to figure out a mystery of what happened to the like your squad.
Yeah.
And then like the actual things are more traditional Halo, like action, like.
Is there weird videos? There's not anything for Halo 3. It's just the Halo 3 terminals. We don't even have those on here.
No.
Because it's just the text stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of disappointing coming from the other stuff. But the other stuff was probably added in hindsight.
Yeah, where they could
So
slap it into this collection. But no, yeah.
Wait, but they have Halo 2. Oh, that's cinematics, not terminals. Never mind.
Yeah.
Which are basically what the terminals of the older ones are. They're a different kind of cinematic.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Also, I should mention Halo 3 ODST takes place, like.
It's earlier in the war, right?
No, it's during Halo 3.
During 3. Oh, okay.
It's during the attack on Earth, just in a different part of the world.
Okay.
Than what you deal with as.
But like
Master
Europe,
Chief.
because we're in Africa.
I think it's in. I want to say it's somewhere in like Central America.
Okay. Like Mexico and to Nicaragua.
I'm pretty sure, like it has like a Spanish name, so it's like it's more, like, but it's like clearly in the Americas, so it's like it's somewhere around there.
Okay.
I think that's also something
Panama.
they lifted directly from Starship Troopers, because Starship Troopers takes place in fucking South America.
Oh.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's like in a main city that's been like attacked by Covenant, like like the whole thing is like your ODST squad, you get dropped, something goes wrong on your way down, and then you wake up, all your squad's missing, and you gotta like go looking for the clues and
go
like,
now do your thing.
yeah, it's like what happened to my people, and then Reach is obviously the next one, and that's just
and that's
what happened
prequel.
to Reach. Yeah. ODST, I will say, if I remember correctly, is pretty darn short. Like in comparison to all the other, because it was like a downloadable content originally for Halo 3.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Like it was an add-on to Halo 3 that eventually they started selling as its own game for like less money. It was like I think like $30 opposed to like $50.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
But yeah, and there were some like special editions where you got Halo 3 and ODST, and like with 2 discs in one box sort of thing.
Man, what a time!
What a time! Didn't remember discs.
Discs,
physical media.
bro.
My computer does not have a disk drive.
Mine doesn't either. Well, actually, I should rephrase that. I have a disk drive. I don't have it plugged into my computer because I have to open it and because there's not a place for the disk drive to come out.
Yeah.
So like I have one, I just don't get to use it.
Yeah.
Good old discs.
I still think, like especially going through Halo 2 is still like my favorite in terms of like a narrative, telling a story.
It has a lot more open-ended thoughts and questions, I think.
It actually like I feel like Halo 2 has something to say.
Yeah.
Like Halo 2 has like some points that it wants to make about things. Like it has opinions about stuff, and like it doesn't
like
really...
between the Forerunner and the Flood.
Yeah, and like the Covenant, like Arbiter's.
The Covenant has its side.
Yeah, like and that's like the first time. Again, that was like the first time in the shooter where we really explored like what's the other side think of all this. Like, what are the faceless screaming aliens? What are their opinions? What are their beliefs? What are their hopes and dreams? Like,
no, that's definitely what I think Halo 3 is missing a little bit of. Is it doesn't have the exploring of the other kind of thing. It's like okay, like here are the stakes we're gonna execute on dealing with the stakes. Call it a day, and then Cortana.
I think my biggest thing is when like articulating it, it's the fact Halo 2 has so introduces so many characters that I still like remember and like I love Tartarus as a villain. Like, he's a minor villain, but I love the way Tartarus is characterized.
He's involved. He's there.
He's like this like very like kind of like Shakespearean like Caesar like and Brutus kind of thing where he's like clearly jealous of the elites, and then as soon as he gets the opportunity of power, he's like, nah, I'm in charge now. And I'm not letting go of this power. And like Truth is so like all the characters that do come back in this are like so much worse than how they were in 2, because like Truth is so much better in 2. As a like antagonist, he just seems so much smarter and like collected. And like part of that is the voice actor, which again I don't know why they changed, but like Truth's voice actor in 2 is just like so like.
He felt more manipulative.
Yeah, he felt like he knew kind of what he was doing.
He's like, oh sweet, we're gonna make you the Arbiter because you kind of suck, and you know what? I still want you to like execute on what I want done. And then once you're done, like fuck off. I've got brutes.
We recognize that you're skilled, but also you are a free thinker, and that is a threat to us. So we're gonna
suicide mission. Go handle the hard part.
Yeah, Truth and Gravemind were both better antagonists in 2 than they were here.
Yeah.
Just in terms of character, and that I think again that is the biggest thing for me. It's the characters in Halo 2 are so much better, like feel more active in the story, and here they're just kind of like props so the story can move along in whatever way we want it to.
Yeah, and like it could have been more interesting how the Gravemind goes about betraying. I think, than just like, all right, you did the thing, goodbye.
It's literally one hallway that you're on the same side as the Gravemind.
You literally
it ends.
Yeah, like if it was from the get-go that the two were like, I mean, the two, you as the players
Yeah.
and the Gravemind were working together the whole way. That would have been really weird and cool.
I don't mean to bash anyone that creates things
No,
together.
yeah,
But I saw.
we have the benefit of hindsights.
Yeah. Well, I saw a video. I was gonna say I saw a video, like a theory video, which is one of those where I was like, all right. Like I saw the title of it and I watched it because they were like, the title's like, "Why the Flood Joining Us Shows Their Real Horror." Like it was like a video essay about Halo. Like I watched it and it's just like, it shows that they're smart sometimes. Okay. And it's like it wasn't even that smart. Like it's not like I feel like watching Alien and Aliens, they're like that does a better job. Like those movies do a better job of having like an antagonist that you realize is smart that you didn't expect was, and like it's so much more interesting.
We literally have the head of the Flood say, "Hey guys, what's going on?" I rhyme, by the way.
Yeah.
And that takes away the expectation of, oh, this isn't just like not smart.
And like it just he also and I get the problem already. So it's like, what do you do when you're trying to write something that's supposed to be smarter than any person ever is when you're not smarter than any person that ever was?
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to maneuver around. But like, at the same time, it's like he makes some legitimately dumb decisions in this game, and it's like noticeable because of how much they're talking about how like intelligent and grand he is.
Oh no, you're gonna take over. Yeah. I guess similarly, going over to Dragon Age, because I just finished the first Dragon Age with all the Darkspawn and whatnot, and comparing that to Awakening, where you have the Darkspawn, light spoilers, some of the Darkspawn are not simply like mindless orc zombie-oids that just go and murder and pillage and plunder and blah blah blah. You have like sub-factions of Darkspawn that are like infighting with each other because they've accidentally like gained sentience in some form and fashion, and that's something that I think that like intelligence where you did not expect and everyone reacting to it like, oh, hold on, wait, these guys are supposed to be like stupid. I think that's something that this could have used a bit. Like, imagine if you don't have the Gravemind and then 343 is like, oh yeah, the Flood, like they're just bad because they just keep coming and they just keep coming and they just keep coming and they just keep coming, like very Scourge-esque from Warcraft. And then you find out they're smart and they go and Guilty Spark's just like, wait, no, they're not supposed to be smart. What do you mean they're smart? How do you mean they're smart? That would have been interesting.
Literally one of the best moments in Starship Troopers, the movie. I'm still haven't finished the book.
With the bugs?
One of the best moments in that movie, which like they totally could have done something like this here, is like they get attacked by some bugs, like some big alien bugs, and so they're like, all right, we're gonna go like basically like burn the hive like you would a bunch of bees, like when we went out to spray the hive. That's how they go onto the planet.
We had a very fun incident of clearing out some wasps. Well, actually that was a few months ago. Anyway,
but yeah, no, it's like basically like going with that mentality, but we're gonna spray their hive and then we're gonna be done with it. They land and they're fucking getting flanked and like their ships are getting shot out of the sky and they're like, what is happening? Like what does it mean? And like everyone's like, they're smart, and like a bunch of people are like, no, that's impossible. They can't be smart. They also cannot be smarter than us.
They're bugs.
and so like it has a whole thing where it's like
it becomes a guerrilla war on accident, and they're like, wait, hold on, I thought we were just doing pest control. Oh dear God, we were not prepared for this.
God, I fucking love the Starship Troopers movie. Anyway, side bit, but it's like if they had done something like that, it's like I don't know, like the few interactions you have with the Gravemind here are just so
one note villain.
He's just he's a bad guy.
I'm gonna destroy everything. You can't do that.
I can say a lot about what Blizzard did to their lore, but I think one of the more compelling things that they did for like StarCraft 2 with the Overmind was like plant that seed that like he had more of a plan than you thought. Like the more you learned about him, like he made Kerrigan intentionally, and it's like he was okay with her taking over the Zerg army. It's like, why?
it's
like that.
it.
Like their answers were bullshit. That's their problem. It's like not being
Yeah.
able to deliver on the interesting premise they set up.
I think parts of that are pretty cool because you go from original StarCraft and it feels like the overnight mind is very much one note villain, which makes sense. I mean, it was an older game in an older time, and then you get to StarCraft 2 where it's like the overmind is like kind of being controlled thing, and Kerrigan is his attempt at teen angst resistance.
Yeah.
Like I think that is interesting. I do think the grander story overall is disappointing with like the Xel'Naga's stuff, but that tidbit of like, oh yeah, like he's not necessarily a one note villain. What parts are a one note are because he's built to be that one note, but he's trying to like do something else. I thought that dynamic is really cool.
I'm going to.
Could you imagine if they did something with like the Flood with that kind of mentality? Which like StarCraft came out after the first 3 Halos, so they don't get that hindsight.
No, it's just it's like one of those things where like I feel like they would have benefited from one of two things with the Flood in this game. A, devote more parts of the game to that narrative.
Yeah.
Like just the full second half, just make it the Gravemind story, so you get more to work with and more to like be invested.
Make
in.
the whole get rid of the truth and turn off the Halos be the first your lead up to the mid season of the campaign.
Yeah, and then like the other thing they could have done honestly is just not have the Flood like as much. It would also, I think, fixed a little bit of my complaints with how the Flood are handled, because if you just lessen their role to the extent, like, get what I mean by that specifically,
like make the Flood
is get rid of the one hallway where they team up with you and it amounts to nothing. Like that either needs to be more interesting or just not be there, because as it is, it just kind of feels so like, it feels like, and I get it is
so convenient.
What's so convenient? Like, it's just a little like a cool. So I think that was like a case where someone had a cool set piece idea, and they made a
you're gonna battle with
for
the Flood.
And then that's all it amounted to. Was like
that makes sense.
As you do that, you're back to Flood. You could literally change the gameplay to like take all the Flood in that first part, edit them out, have the exact same scene play out, and then the Gravemind shows up unexpectedly. And then the Flood come in, and it could, and I think honestly that would have been better, because
that's more of a twist. Like, he's sitting there in the shadows waiting for.
Like he's literally just waiting in the background the whole time, and you guys didn't notice, and as soon as you kill
that does feel more like menacing and in that sense.
Because like why tip your hand? Like to someone that's about to be your enemy at any given moment, to like be like, oh, by the way, I'm here, instead of just being like, I'll see how this plays out. Right, cool. I'm not a video game author, and I don't.
You know what would have been really cool? Imagine it's not the Flood. Imagine it's just the Gravemind that helps you. Like, this would be something where it's like, okay, this is purely narrative. I don't think gameplay wise it would be very easy to execute on this, but you just have literal like just tentacles coming out from the sides and just like snatching people out of your walkway as you're walking up. That would feel like very Lovecraftian horror thing, where like you might almost question, like, are we about to do a bad thing? And to be fair, like, there's not really a choice to be had here because of the nature of this campaign and its series, but like that being like almost like a horror show of just being escorted by like screaming brutes or something like that, that would have been really cool. But that would probably be more a cinematic cutscene thing rather than like a gameplay thing that's really hard to execute with.
You know what would have been a cool thing to happen that would have like lined up the whole blowing up High Charity a little bit more? So here's, and this is just me now getting into like DM story construction mode. It's like just things I think would be interesting. so like would have justified the whole like blow up High Charity a lot more.
Mhm.
So imagine the thing happens and you talk to the grave man before you go fight Prophet and like, turn off the hail ring, and you're
Yep.
like, hey, and you're the ones that are like, hey, we're have the same goal here, like you're
Yeah.
just not gonna obey. And the grave man's like, actually I'm not gonna do anything. But you were gonna die too. It's like, am I? And then you're like, what?
Okay, now I really want to like.
Yeah, it's like, and then like it plans that scene where like you're like, okay, we need to blow this up because he's fucking planning something and we don't know what it is. I think that's the answer I've always found to that sort of conundrum of so smart that like you can't conceive of it is don't give answers.
Yeah.
Because whatever is left unknown is always going to feel a lot more ominous than when anytime you try and answer it. So like if the literally just like doesn't interfere and you're like, why aren't you interfering?
Excuse me?
What do you know?
Yeah.
Like, we need to fucking blow this guy up because he's up to some shit and I don't want to like risk it. Like that I think would have been a good way to resolve both why that level of like blowing up the ship exists.
He
and
blow
make
up
the
High
grave
Charity
mine-
and he just goes, okay.
Yeah, and make Gravemind seem a little bit more like Lovecraftian, like you said, like he's on a like third plane of thinking.
Well, going off of that really works well narratively. Is if he just goes, okay, fine, you do that.
Yeah.
You go through and you commence with the blowing up, and he's like, psych, bitches, I've already been like trying to move on to the next thing. Like I'm trying to move on to the newly built Halo ring.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it? And then you have to go and freaking start climbing.
Yeah, again, it's one
towers.
Of those things, I think that's one of those things where it's like you barely have to edit the actual gameplay of the end of just like what is said and what is done about it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Halo 3. Marcus, where can we check you out?
EldritchFunkey on Twitch.
Woo!
I will hopefully be starting, I think, soonish. I'm trying to nail down a good time that works for me.
For like a consistent schedule thing?
Yeah. But I'm gonna try and aim to do, I think maybe like Saturday like noon or something would be a good time for me.
Time TBD, but what?
Yeah, finally go through the Old Republic. Star Wars, the Old Republic.
Yay! Oh, I would love that. Oh, that would be very fun for like if you start doing that, tell me when.
Yeah.
Get me in there. As for me, I am here Sundays, Halo, with EldritchFunkey Marcus, and you can also check me out here Wednesdays. This next week, we are finishing Kingdom Hearts 1, getting ready for Chain of Memories, and then, outside of that, I also have a podcast with my friend Connor for Narratives and Nonsense. We record over the weekend, and then we post on Mondays, so you can also check us out there. And besides that, everyone, have a wonderful night. Fare thee well.